give you a tour of my dahlia plantings today. I did a woodland planting video and those are in the front yard. So I will cover that, and then I also did a rookie dahlia video where I planted right up here along the greenhouse. So I will cover those too. So I am going to cover these first. These are the very first ones I planted in my rookie dahlia video, and they've all done great. Every single one came up. Keep in mind it's very hot today. It's 93 today. Yesterday was just as warm, so they are taking on some heat, and I will water them thoroughly later. But you'll see they're wilting just a little bit because they're very hot. Also, we had downpours of rain, more rain than usual the week before this huge heat wave. So they have gone through some things, and for a moment there, I started getting a little discoloration of the leaves. There's still a little bit here, but I think overall we're coming back great. Here's Knee Deep on the right and Shadow Cat. Now, let me address this first because you will see this way more than I'd like today. I believe the bunnies have been going to town. So I am in the process of getting some chicken wire up and hopefully going to protect these more. The kicker is this is the backyard and it's not as bad back here, but there's still some things taken off of all of them back here. I mean, look at this. There, back to the side, there, and these have been pinched. These are the ones I went through and pinched, but obviously it's going to be better if I don't have things nibbling on them. The front yard is actually much worse because there's no fences. The backyard is at least fenced in, but we've got a little bunny family back here, I think. So the front is a little more rough. I'm gonna have to be more creative there, but let's take a look at my potted ones. So all my potted ones I potted up not too long ago. I want to say 2, maybe 3 weeks, but this one is gorgeous, coming up beautifully. Now I just used the pots that I had. I think that size will be okay, but you'll notice some of these others are a little smaller, but I wanted to get tubers in the ground. I had about 9 left I hadn't gotten in the ground. So let's see what else we have here. This pot should also be okay. We're coming up there. That's big enough. It's a party in here. 2 there, but foliage looks great. Just a little bit of discoloring there, but I think that'll be fine. These pots are too small. I know that, but it's what I had. And for the sake of saving time, I put them in there and we'll just see how they do. They're coming up, and these recently just pushed through. That one's real tiny, but it's there, it's coming. Oh, there that one is. Very small, but she pushed through. I do, however, have to get some pots to put these in. I did these early, and you can see they're just in a plastic container that I had. But it's coming up beautifully. And that's Sylvia right there. Beautiful orange one, I'm excited for that. Now this one has some damage on the leaves, but there's some shoots coming up. So we'll see how that one does. But I was happy to see that it pushed through. Okay, now the front yard. Let's get serious. The great news is all of them have come up. Maybe 1 or 2, but I can't even think of where those would be that didn't come up. So I'm really happy with that because we have heavy clay soil, and all of them came up that I planted in the woodland dahlia planting video. However, again, this front yard is not fenced in and there's wildlife all around us. So some of them are getting eaten. Let's take a look. I have made homemade cloches after I noticed that things were starting to get eaten, and I'll put a video up on how to do that. But before I had those, this is some of the damage. It's hard to see with the sun, but you can see this one was just destroyed. The top came off. It's finally starting to push new growth in there, so that's good. But you can see that middle stalk, that's all from getting eaten. by what I think is from the bunnies. And I've definitely seen that bunny happen around here. The Repel All is just not working. I will say my homemade cloches have worked, which is great. However, dahlias grow. And I knew this could be an issue. When they get about this tall, they don't fit in that cloche anymore. So I'm gonna try and concoct something up with chicken wire that doesn't look too heinous in the front yard. But this guy's growing really well. He just poked through a little while ago. These are the last two I planted. Oh my gosh, oh my gosh. And this one finally popped through. Let's see. That's new. Oh, good. Oh, I'm so happy. At least all of them popped up. So we've just got to figure out how to protect the ones this size. And this is real close to the house, so maybe that's why the bunny hasn't gotten to this one. My other two that are real close, you'll see this better because we're not in the sun, are right here. I thought maybe it'd be too shaded, but this one's holding its own. Again, it got eaten at one point, but it's fleshing back some new growth and holding its own there. So that's good. Also, this one here has outgrown its cloche as well. This was the first one to come up and it was huge and beautiful. And then I came out one morning and it was gone. So I don't know if the bunny got it, but I was so excited when it pushed back new growth and now it's just really growing beautifully. Now we're coming up toward the road, which is where I'm having the most trouble. These are the two garden beds that flush the driveway. I need to do a July tour because over here is just stunning with those hydrangeas. This is the best year for those. They're hot today, but don't they look pretty? So this one is behind the tree facing the road and it has pushed through recently and has pretty healthy growth besides this one here that's been eaten off. So hopefully we can keep this protected. Behind the tree, I've got some baby ones. So I made baby cloches too for these. And they're coming up. These were the last ones to come up and I planted these in the Woodland video. These were the old rose mix. I've got some over here. So that or shades of red. I stepped on that one. So it's chopped off, and then this one is pushing through. So hopefully those keep going. If these started to get eaten and were too big, so I rigged up this chicken wire and just laid it over, trying not to hit any of the stems. But again, we're running into the problem that they're getting too big and starting to soak through. So I'm gonna have to raise those somehow. But you can see the difference between these that have been protected by the chicken wire and these back here around the corner that I took the cloches off of last night because again, they were getting too tall and damage. I'm gonna have to put some chicken wire along this straight. You can see where all those posts are. These are all dahlias. And they were tall and really thriving. And again, eaten. Same thing down the line. I actually didn't know if these would come back. These were the first ones to pop through the soil. So they're rocking. Just gotta protect them. Oh, this one's hot. How the leaves are drooping. They're ready for a big drink of water tonight. Through these beds, this one here, and we'll go over there next. I am getting drip put in because it's too much to do by hand. So the drip will help a lot with hot July and August temperatures. Okay, let's go see the other side. So this one looks okay. They got to it a little bit. I think that was even before I cloched him. But he's doing okay now. That one looks okay as well. The new one's coming up down here, which is great. But when we sneak around here again, this is one I decloched last night because these were taller and rubbing on the top. And look at that. Just completely got eaten. I decloched last night and you can just... Those bunnies didn't miss a beat there. And this is the Cafe au lait, which I really want to see do well, but they annihilated it once. It came back, it grew, it got taller with more foliage, and they're going again. So I'm gonna have to get some chicken wire up here too. Now this is one that looks great because it's been cloched pretty much the whole time, but it's when they get taller that I need some more protection. This one also looks great. I will say the one that has shined, has not hardly had any damage, and I haven't cloched at all, is the Waltzing Matilda. This beauty, for whatever reason, seems to be quite resistant to whatever is eating my stuff, which I think is bunnies, maybe deer. There's only a little bit of damage down there, but I mean, look at that compared to the rest of them. This is Border Choice here. It's also gotten eaten, but is flushing back new growth. This is Diva, and it's been eaten, both here and here. So at least there's some left on it, but we've got some protecting to do. Really quickly, behind this bed, I'm loving these red begonias I planted. Gorgeous, striking green and dark foliage. Oh, I love that. And seeing the hydrangeas through there. This is a great view. Love this view. And that wraps up our Woodland Dahlia updated tour here. I'm thrilled that everything came up. There's a lot of shade in those areas, so at least we know our soil is good and things such as dahlias can grow in them. Now hopefully they will bloom. Comment below and let me know if you're growing dahlias in a woodland setting, how you protect your dahlias from getting eaten from all the woodland creatures. Feel free to subscribe to our channel to keep up with us as we grow in our new home. We will see you in the next one. Bye.